Welcome back to From My Living Room to Yours. A few weeks ago, I asked for your questions, and one that came was, how are you doing with all the craziness? Well, I'd like to say that every morning I wake up and do centering prayer for 20 minutes. I walk every day, I do yoga every day, but I don't. Sometimes I can't. And I think we just have to be gentle with ourselves. Even one of my priest friends who actually teaches centering prayer shared with me recently that even she is finding it hard to feel centered and grounded. In no way do I want to imply that my frustration of staying at home and feeling so disconnected from everyone is anything like the pain and agony that those who are suffering from or dying of this pandemic, or like those who have lost loved ones. But this is a traumatic time that we're all enduring. This isn't how we're supposed to live, 6 feet apart from one another. We don't have outside stimulation to inspire us. We've had to invent new routines. So it makes sense that we're a bit jittery, a bit at loose ends, a bit fragile. But after I'm done being gentle with myself, I remember that I am one of God's beloved. We are all God's beloved. And then, as I start to feel closer to God, I do pray. In those moments, I find it helpful to remember that the great mystics, whether from ancient times or contemporary people, also had to be disciplined about their prayer life. None of them, not Teresa of Avila, Francis of Assisi, Sojourner Truth, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., none of them were born with a contemplative practice hardwired in their bodies. And the more they practice, the more they must have realized that anxiety can be overcome through an internal process. They too dealt with crisis in life, but they relied on prayer to calm their own frenetic energy. They sat still and invited in God. I was also reminded by something I read recently that not only does prayer make ourselves more aware of God's presence, but that it is and that it's not just good for us individually, but that our prayers actually make a difference in the world. M. Craig Barnes, president of Princeton Theological Seminary, wrote this about another great mystic, St. Gregory. He wrote, "His ministry is a testimony that our prayers in humility are also acts of activism. When we pray, we join 1,500 years of cloistered monks who brought the world's laments before God in a search of a vision of salvation." Barnes adds, "It's hard to think of anything more effective than placing a sick world back in the arms of its creator and healer." So that's how I deal with this craziness, by being gentle with myself, and then praying and reminding myself that my prayers turn the sick world back in the arms of its creator and healer. Until next time, be humble, be grateful, be kind.